Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurudeva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Narayana. Hari Om and good evening from Niagara Falls. Our Shastras, our scriptures, teach us 1/3 of our earnings should be used for today, should be used for our own enjoyment. 1/3 of our earnings should be used for tomorrow, should be invested for greater enjoyment. And 1/3 of our earnings should be shared. Shared for others to enjoy, shared for others to enjoy more. And if you look at these ratios, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, however much enjoyment I am supposed to engage in today, that same amount I should be sharing with others for the goodness of more. The sociological systems that our rishis have come up with show that we should care for others as much as we care for ourselves. That is a subtle teaching in the division of our earnings. And this becomes more realistic because as you're hearing this, everyone is instinctively thinking this is not practical. But if I know, and not just intellectually, I feel there is one Atma, that you and I, we are only separated by materials, whether that's earth or space, but not fundamentally, then sharing with you is like sharing with myself, no? That only comes when we know there's one Atma. And now all of our clever students are thinking, and the more that I enjoy, the more you should enjoy too, correct? We studied in Shloka 58 how Brahman, our nature, is a joy that cannot be quantified, even though we tried to quantify this. The joy that we're habituated to experience is called Vishaya Ananda. That is the joy from pleasure, but this word Vishaya is very powerful. The word Vishaya, which means pleasure or sense objects, also contains the word Vish, which means poison or pain. This is not real Ananda. And this is compared to Brahmananda, which is infinite joy, independent joy. That's real. Our sutra, I, is inimitable. You cannot compare Vishayananda to Brahmananda, pleasure to peace. In the next shloka, in 59, we studied how Brahman is the knower, is the knowing, is the known. Brahman pervades all, in all ways that we can think. And we discussed at a relative level with this shloka how when one starts to feel that they're more than meets the eye, the people around them are more than meets the eye, that alters their life. When I think I'm useless, I act in a useless way. But when I think I'm useful, then I start to act in a useful way. Many studies have revealed that patients, those who are not well, in a hospital, when they have a family, they recover faster because that alters their immune system, makes their mind want to get out of that hospital. If I know that I, and all related to I, is Brahman, I feel more useful. And so our sutra for 59 is churn up contentment. Churn up contentment. Go deeper into you. And as you go deeper and deeper and deeper, then our lives will change. In shloka 60, same idea, but different reference points are used. Neither short nor tall, not born, not dying, etc., etc., etc. And we looked at this relatively, that we should treat people irrespective of their reference points. You should treat me as Vivek, not the son of my parents, not the brother of my siblings, not the husband of my wife, not the father of my son. I'm Vivek, and then all of these reference points. And by treating me like this, I slowly start to tune into what Brahman is, what infinity is. There are no reference points. Our sutra for 60 references further limits. References further limits. Last week we had a fire in class, so we couldn't get to 61. So now we will take up shloka 61. And what's interesting is that we've talked about fire so much in our Atma Bodha course and our shlokas. And Acharya Shankara is saying, here, this is real. There's a very simple shloka. It's a prayer we always chant. Yad bhasa bhasyater kadi. Bhasyer yattu na bhasyate. Bhasyer yattu na bhasyate. Yena sarvamidam bhati. Sarvamidam bhati. Tad brahmetyavadharayet. Tad brahmetyavadharayet. Together. Yad bhasa bhasyater kadi. Bhasyer yattu na bhasyate. Yena sarvamidam bhati. Tad brahmetyavadharayet. Yad bhasa, the light of existence, awareness, joy. Bhasyate, this causes illumination to arka adi, to the sun and moon and so on and so forth. What is shared simply in this first line is, without existence, awareness, joy, there's nothing. It doesn't matter how beautiful or complex we look at any article, being, circumstance. That depends on existence, awareness, joy. And here the idea of the sun is brought in. We depend so much on the sun. How much happier people are in the Northeast now that the days are longer, that we get to feel warmth. And now the sun depends on the existence. In the second line, bhasya yattu na bhasyate. These lights, the sun, the moon, the stars, cannot give light to existence awareness. And I'll change how to look at this. Suppose all 35 study groups in our class right now, suppose all 150 of us signed out of our study groups. If you leave the room you're in, can there be happiness in this online class? Can there be happiness in the room you're in? There can't be. When you're not there, there's no happiness. When you're there, there can be happiness. Whether we're happy or not is different, but there can be happiness. That shows that you are happiness. Happiness depends on you and not the other way around. You are providing any pleasure, possession, position, giving value to anything in our lives is because of you. If you're not there, they have no value. Yena sarvamidam bhati. It is this light. It is happiness that is intrinsic to all, gives meaning to all. And we know this. Tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. This Vedic mantra we all chant, this is the same shloka. That mantra from the Upanishads is shared here in Atma Bodha. And then a very familiar closing line, Tat Brahma. This is infinity. This is Brahman. Iti avadharayet, and you should feel this. Have you counted how many times this closing line has been shared? 54, 55, 56, 57. 4 times. Then there was a short pause, and then in 60 and 61, as if Acharya Shankara knew that we would have forgotten or intellectualized this. So he says it again. Atma Bodha is a study of you. Here's our sutra for 61. Feel the burn. Feel the burn. Whenever we think of feel the burn, we think of exercising. We think of our muscles. You should feel that any burning that's happening outside, that is light, sun, moon, stars, lightning, fire, etc. You should feel that you're able to experience that because of you. 62. This is a famous shloka with a famous example. Swayam antir bahir vyapya. Swayam antar bahir vyapya. Bhasayannakilam jagat. Bhasayannakilam jagat. Brahma prakashate vanhi. Brahma prakashate vanhi. Prataptaya sapindavat. Prataptaya sapindavat. Together. Swayam antir bahir vyapya. Bhasayannakilam jagat. Brahma prakashate vanhi. Prataptaya sapindavat. Swayam, independently, by itself. Antaha, we know means inside. Bahihi means outside. Vyapya means is there, or is pervading. Naturally, what's being shared here is infinity, God, is inside and outside. Bringing this to a more relative perspective. I recently read a book that shared we should visualize our mind to be like a roommate. How many of you who are in college or university have a roommate? By show of hands. How many of you who are living at home have a roommate? You could be married to them. Okay. So, imagine a roommate. It could be in college or university or your own home. And they just keep talking and talking and talking. They keep judging and commentating and so on and so forth. Eventually you would tell them to be quiet, correct? You may even say, shut up. And if that's not working, then you'll leave that environment. Yes? Visualize the mind to be the same way. the mind just keeps talking and talking and judging and so on and so forth, right? So tell the mind to be quiet. Tell the mind to shut up. Leave that environment. Which means you are different and the mind is different. All that's happening in the inner and outer world, that is different than who you are. Try to visualize the mind as being this roommate who's speaking to you. Bhasayan akhilam jagat. This light, this awareness, said differently, is not just inside and outside of me. This whole multiverse is seen, is experienced because of awareness. And I'll focus on the word jagat. What does jagat mean? Some say world, some say universe, now we say multiverse. But the more relevant meaning of this, jagat means jayate, that which is born. Gacchati means that which goes. Tishtati, as if that which stays or stands. If you think of everything that's happening outside of us and inside of us, it keeps being born, correct? Oxygen coming in and out of our body, thoughts, and they're going. Whatever you thought about at 12:53 p.m. today, where did that thought go? And tishtati, this is as if it stays. When I spoke at a hospital in Seattle, one of the questions I asked all of them was, what is the greatest wonderment in how we live? And the answer to that is, we see death all around us, but we don't think we're going to die. That tishtati is as if standing. We feel we're going to live forever, but we're not going to live forever. So this word jagat, the fact that I know that which is born and changing and as if standing, there's awareness there, and I am that awareness. If you aren't there, how can you know that which is born, that which is going, that which is standing? Brahma prakashate vannihi. Brahma is like light, and then this word vannihi, fire, relates more to the fourth line, but I'll focus on this word prakasha. Tell me, what famous city in Bharat, in India, is known for, if you die there, that you will be enlightened? Right? You all know it's Benares, Varanasi, often known as Kashi. Yes? In Kashi, if you die, Bhagavan Shiva, he is the one who rules Kashi. He whispers in your ear as you're dying, Ram Nam Satya Hai. So the word Ram is included, Satya is included, so you go to Bhagavan Rama or you're enlightened. Now suppose I go to Kashi and I go there as some tourist or some hippie and I'm intoxicated over there and I end up dying. Am I going to be enlightened because I died there? See, Kashi should lead us to Prakasha. Kashi is outside, Prakasha is inside. Kashi is an environment of a lot of sattva, a lot of studying. And that should feel like Prakasha, where I get to know who I am. That's the death of the ego. The death of the body is irrelevant. This is a place where the ego is to die. Where I know I'm more than just the body, the mind, the ego. So every time we see this word Prakasha, don't take this word in a redundant manner. Oh, here's light again. Here's awareness again. Keep opening these words. Keep making them relevant to you. When you think of Prakasha, that place has to be within yourself. Pratapta ayasa pinda vat. Like a steel ball, ayasa pinda, when this is pratapta, heated up in a fire. Okay, so what is like this? If I have a steel ball You know those, I think they're Chinese medicine balls that you keep spinning in your hand and they're supposed to make you relax, but people are frustrated using those, right? They keep falling and making noises. So that steel ball is, if you take the rupa of that, that is dark. Steel is dark in color, tends to be. And the guna, the quality of that, is it's naturally cold. Agreed? A steel ball is dark and cold. When you take a steel ball and you put it in fire, who knows why you would do that? But suppose you're a pyromaniac. You just like to play with fire. So now you're studying Atma Bodha. I'm going to try this. I didn't try anything about knowledge and ignorance, but I'm going to try this. So you have this steel ball and you put it into fire. What happens to the rupa and the guna of that steel ball? It once was dark and now it's red, correct? Or it was dark and now it's glowing. And it was once cold and now it's hot. That steel ball can burn paper and so on and so forth. All that we are experiencing outside and inside is dark and cold. And when I see that which is coming and going and staying, if there's any reason to smile in my life, it's not because of that which is dark and cold. It is because of that fire which is within myself, which is that prakasha. Here is your sutra. Infinity glows in the dark. Infinity glows in the dark. How many of you enjoy glow-in-the-dark stuff? Everyone loves glow-in-the-dark stuff. When I was younger, I'd glow-in-the-dark paint, so I painted all over my room and had stars and so on and so forth. And it almost shows that darkness is not our nature. Light is. When I got to travel to New Zealand, there's a very famous place in New Zealand called the Waitamo Caves. I'm pretending like I'm enunciating that correctly. And you sit in this boat in this very calm stream that takes you into a cave, and you don't paddle. There's a long rope that you pull yourself by. And when you come into this cave, there's glowworms all over the place. Glowworms are real. It's not just a cartoon or a kid device. And it was so beautiful to see all of these worms that are glowing and how it reflects off of that water. It wasn't the cave walls or the dark water that was fascinating. It was the light that was there. Infinity glows in the dark. 63. Jagad Vilakshanam Brahma. Jagad Vilakshanam Brahma. Brahmanonyanna Kinchana. Brahmanonyanna Kinchana. Brahman Yadbhati Chain Mithya. Brahman Yadbhati Chain Mithya. Yatha Maru Marichika. Yatha Maru Marichika. Together. Jagad Vilakshanam Brahma. Brahmanonyanna Kinchana. Brahman Yadbhati Chain Mithya. Yatha Maru Marichika. You all know we should chant together, but I like using the word together. I feel we don't use words like together and harmony enough. So it's a pleasant word for me. Jagad Vilakshanam Brahma. This Jagat is not Brahman. We'll open this word, Vilakshanam. When Raja Dasharatha and 3 of his wives had 4 sons, then Rishi Vashishta was called to name all of these sons. And you know all of this. The name for Lakshmana in Goswamiji's Ramayana is Lachamana. Lachamana. Lachamana means the one who indicates. Now, if you were to visualize seeing Sri Lakshmana, where would his eyes and his body be directed? Towards Bhagavan Rama, correct? Even when Shurpanakha is there saying that I want to marry both of you, Sri Lakshmana is saying I'm already married, but as he's speaking to her, he's looking at Bhagavan Rama. When he would walk behind Mother Sita and Bhagavan Rama, he would not step in their same footsteps. Because Bhagavan Rama's footsteps indicate Bhagavan Rama, he just has to follow. Subtly, in this first line, what is taught is you cannot know the infinite. You cannot know the truth just by living in this multiverse. Because this multiverse is not going to teach you what your nature is. Vilakshana, it is not Brahman. Which is why this course, etc., is so important. Brahmanaha anyat na kinchana. Other than Brahman, other than infinity, there is nothing. So the multiverse is not going to teach you about Brahman. There is only Brahman. There is no multiverse. So opening this up some more. Infinity and finitude have the opposite natures. Infinity is existence, awareness, joy. Finitude is the fear of death, the fear of the unknown, and the fear of sorrow. Those are the opposite. It's as if they're mutually exclusive. So if I believe in the multiverse only, that means I don't believe in Brahman. But if I start to feel Brahman, then that means I don't believe in the multiverse. They have the opposite natures. They're mutually exclusive. In this, the first two quarters that are shared here is the moving part of the multiverse is what is Jagat, that is not Brahman. It is the non-moving part of the multiverse that is Brahman. And this is shared more beautifully in the third quarter. Brahma anyat bhati. If there is anything other than infinity that is bhati, shining or being experienced, then chet, if there is, what this is mithya. This is a illusion. There is only infinity. However, if I'm experiencing the multiverse, then that multiverse is a illusion, is what's being shared here. And highlighting the moving and non-moving parts. The moving parts are names and forms. That is an illusion. If you think about it, it's human-made. Your name, were you born with that name? A human gave that to you. Your form was also, or is also, human-made. The clothes we wear, the way that we tie our hair. That is all the illusory part. But the existence, awareness part of this multiverse and you is not an illusion. Now, as we hear this word mithya, illusion, it hurts us a whole lot. Are you telling me that Vyasa is an illusion? Are you saying that the Guru Shishya Parampara is a dream? Try not to understand this word mithya as illusion, but try to understand it as relative. There is a relative place for all in our life. Your professions, your schools, the study group, there's all a place for this. That place is relative. And if you don't know that, then all of a sudden the relative has become the absolute. And you are lost in an illusion then. This is summarized in the last quarter. The example, yatha, just like Maru Marichika, like a mirage waters that are seen on sand. Is the sand an illusion in this example? Sand is reality, The waves are the illusion. If you know those waves are an illusion, then it's quite enjoyable, no? That mirage is so fun. In Las Vegas, there's a whole hotel called the Mirage. And they have a fake volcano there. It's so fun to see that fake volcano. But if you don't realize the sand, if you don't realize that this volcano is fake, what do? Once that flame starts coming, you start running. The police will arrest you for inciting a riot. But if you know, then it's fun. With Vyasa, we vacuum a lot now because he crawls a lot and he puts everything in his mouth. So when I vacuum that area over there, Vyasa keeps running, crawling, but he's so fast, it's like he's running towards the vacuum, but then we'll sit there and start crying. So then Sheila will move him away, and I'll keep vacuuming, he'll run back and start crying again. Like it's a love-hate relationship. He loves that vacuum, but he's so scared of that vacuum. I keep exposing him to this, and I keep subliminally saying, keep watching because you have to do this soon. Keep watching because you have to do this. You have to do this soon. But you see my point, he doesn't know what that vacuum is. So it's so scary for him. In fact, I've observed everything that's bigger than him, other than Sheila and I, is scary to him. The chair is scary. The fridge, oh my, it's a monster. But he keeps wanting to go inside the fridge. It's so fascinating. This word marichika is like a mirage. I want you to remember this word like maricha. You all know the word maricha. That was that demon that disguised himself as that golden deer that caught Mother Sita's attention and caused a lot of outer destruction and inner sorrow. If Mother Sita, that is you and I, just knew Maricha as Marichika, then all would be Rama, joyous. Here is your sutra. Evolve from sight to vision. Evolve from sight to vision. When you're only using sight, there will only be the illusion. But with vision, you know the illusion, so you enjoy. Nada.